So what's up? So I actually had the back of my phone on my laptop. I'm gonna try to do these videos. This is like the 50 what seventh video, and I'm still trying to tweak it. One thing I tell people is that you should never ever ever feel like, okay, I finally made it. I will do Doc Beast Daily number 100, and even on the 100th one, I'm gonna try to look for a way to make the videos better, either in the way that I'm speaking, in the way that I look, in the way that I'm um, have the video set up, because I always want to continue to improve. Life is boring when you think you got it. When you think, oh yeah, I don't need nothing else to learn. I think that's dangerous because one, there's always something to learn. People are always evolving and changing. People interests shift. That's number one. And number two, it makes it boring. If you think you mastered something, there's nothing else to do. I enjoy doing these videos and every day coming up with new topics. Every day coming up with new spins on old topics, every day thinking about how I'm going to speak in such a manner that I can hold your attention and express very clearly what I'm trying to say. So today was pretty tough because the one part of my job there's multiple parts of my job that I absolutely hate, being an emergency medicine physician. The part that I hate the most, that I really hate the most, is telling a loved one that that someone passed away. Telling you know, a person that their mom or dad passed away, or telling a person that their child passed away. And it doesn't even matter the age. The woman who I told that her loved one passed away, I could tell from the way she looked like she was maybe late 40s, early 50s. Um, and, her dad passed away. And man, it's tough. And as an emergency medicine physician, you would think it is easier. That's the one part of my job that does not get easier. There are other parts of my job that get easier, as far as taking care of life and death, taking care of sick patients, bleeding out patients, complicated patients. That actually starts to get easier. What makes telling a loved one that their person passed away not easy is that it's tough telling someone that you just saw, that you just spoke to, that you broke bread with, telling someone that you just hugged, that you just kissed, that that person is no longer there. What's tough about that is when I tell these people, I have to look them directly in the eye and tell them the truth in the most sensitive way possible, in the most direct way possible, because I don't want any confusion. I don't want you thinking, oh, I'm actually saying they're sick. I want no confusion that I'm telling you that your loved one passed away. I'm not even supposed to, by the textbook, say that your loved one died. I mean, passed away. I'm supposed to say your loved one died. I choose to break the rules and say your loved one passed away because at this point, in the English language, I don't care if you're foreign, I don't care if English is your second language, you say a loved one passed away, people understand what that means. When I took a course about this, well, when they spoke about it as a topic, they say they don't want you to say passed away because they don't want any confusion. Trust and believe. You say a loved one passed away, there's no confusion. I'm doing this as my way of being humane to the family and letting them know. I don't want to say your loved one died. I want you to know they passed away. Depending upon your belief, you may have think they passed away on to another world or heaven, or passed away their soul into eternity, uh, whatever you believe. So, and it's tough because it's nothing more painful than looking at the transformation of a person's face, uh, of apprehension, what's going on, and you see that face transform into straight anguish and sadness and loathing. It's it's tough to see somebody transform, and it's tough. And I'll be totally honest, I'm better at this, but every single time that I tell someone their loved one passed away, I have to hold myself together. I have to hold myself together. Don't get me wrong, I'm experienced at this time. I'm no longer a new physician, so it was tough at first. When my first couple of patients passed away, I remember doing my surgical rotation when my first patient passed away, who I developed a connection with. Even though it was a brief connection, we're like laughing and talking. I'm telling him all about the surgery. And then when he passed away, I cried. I really did cry. And I remember that I was doing a rotation in Delaware on my surgical rotation. And that's the first patient of mine that passed away. And I actually cried. I cried. I cried. The second time I cried is when um, this patient was about the same age as my daughter. Um, and it was like a code that I ran. And that daughter, the kid passed. Kids are always tough for me. When kids pass away, that's tough because when kids pass away, it's either due a long-standing illness or through an accident or someone did something, and that was very tough. And I cried during that. Now, I'll be totally honest, I don't cry, but every single time, and I'm gonna tell you this straight up, I always come close to crying. I'm just better at controlling my emotions and breathing, like I said in my previous Dr. Beast Daily. And every single time, I do feel my eyes water up, and I'm just good at controlling myself because, unfortunately, as a emergency medicine physician, after I tell you, the family, that your loved one has died, I got 19 other patients I got to take care of, unfortunately, and I'm the only doc or one of the few docs. It's not like some of these other fields, and I'm not bashing anybody, where I could break down, but it's someone who could cover my assignment. No, I'm the doctor. So I have to tell you, your family died, but then I have to leave the room and take care of that person who stubbed their toe, or someone who has a runny nose, or someone who has appendicitis. So I have to gather myself together. So you learn different skills in any profession or sport, anything. You learn different skills, whether you're a magician or whether you're, and I'm throwing out these different things because it's amazing how when you're good at something, you master skills that everybody else find amazing. You master certain skills that everybody else finds amazing. Whether you're a gymnast, and the incredible flexibility that in the gymnast world is normal, but to the outside world, wow, the way these basketball players can shoot the ball from all over the court with no effort, or the way these powerlifters can all lift, 800 plus pounds, crazy, and that's normal in the world, but to the outside world looking in, you're like, wow. And this is something I have to master because as an emergency medicine physician, I have to move on. But at the same time, I'm human, and I have loved ones in my life. I have people who I genuinely love in my life, and people who people who I'm just either fond with, or people who I'm just cool with. And I know for a fact, if I was sitting on that other side, and you told me, by the way, that person died, and you will not see them for the rest of your life, I'll be totally honest. I will be totally honest. I don't know if I can hold myself together. The one time my wife saw me cry is when I went to a funeral 2 years ago. One of my friends, she was a nurse, and she passed away from cancer. And yeah, it was tough. It was tough. So makes me appreciate life. So I don't think today was a lesson. Today was just something that just touched me. If there was a lesson, I would say please appreciate life. You don't know if tomorrow's going to be your last day, if 2 minutes from now is going to be your last day. You just never know. So spend your life loving as many people as you can, helping as many people as you can, making as many people as you can laugh, give as much advice as you can, hugging as many people as you can, doing something that matters, leaving a legacy so that when you pass away, at least you know you left the world, or the world of a few people, better than when you left it. I'm not going to sit up there and say, not everybody has the desire or the ability to, when they pass away, like a Martin Luther King, you change generations of people. But I want to know that when I pass away, at least I made a difference in the lives of one or two people, or the lives of my kids. Um, yeah. So, yeah. So, even if it's in the form of a book, or a workout program, or something, or I don't know, whatever you want to. Just see if you can leave the world better than what you left it. All right? Doc Beast Daily. Peace.